The Daystar Television Network used to be a shining example of Christian broadcasting. For a long time, it has been a safe place for millions of people looking for spiritual advice, encouraging sermons, and a link to their faith in a world that is always changing. The network built itself as an important part of modern Christian media around the idea of sharing the gospel to the farthest corners of the world. That being said, this respected institution has been involved in a lot of scandals lately that have made people question its very trustworthiness. The story of the network has become one of power, faith, betrayal, and reckoning. It is a cautionary tale for leaders and followers alike, and it has made many people question the honesty of one of the biggest Christian TV networks in the world. Marcus and Joni Lamb started the Daystar Television Network in 1993. They were a visionary couple with a deep desire to use TV to reach people with the lessons of Christ. The network started out small but quickly grew into a global giant. Its signal now reaches more than 2 billion people in more than 200 countries. Daystar was known for having a wide range of shows, including sermons by well-known pastors, motivational talks, and upbeat praise music. The Lambs became well-known spiritual leaders, and their main show, Marcus and Joni, was often on the air. Here they told personal stories, talked to important Christians, and let viewers into what felt like a close place for faith and family. For decades, Daystar was a symbol of faith, hope, and strength in a world that was often seen as hostile to Christian ideals. It's said that the higher you climb, the harder you fall. People started to look more closely at Daystar as its fame and income grew, and cracks started to show in its smooth exterior. Soon after, a series of scandals happened that hurt its image and standing in the faith community in a way that can't be fixed. Marcus Lamb made a shocking statement during a live broadcast in 2010 that caused the first big scandal. There was shock in Daystar's loyal crowd when he admitted to having an affair while Joni was with him. Lamb claimed that he confessed because someone tried to blackmail him by threatening to reveal his cheating unless they were paid millions of dollars. The Lambs tried to stay in charge of the story by making the moment seem like one of openness and spiritual battle. They asked viewers to forgive them and keep supporting them. Some people praised the couple for being honest and ready to face the problem in public, but others were not as forgiving. Many people doubted whether Marcus Lamb really felt sorry for what he did, and whether the network's bosses were honest. The confession caused some Daystar viewers to stop watching the network, while others gathered around the Lambs, focusing on the Christian principle of forgiving. The trouble that started with Marcus Lamb's affair was the start of a rough time for Daystar. Soon, more claims were made that called the network's financial honesty into question. Reports from investigations showed that donor money that was supposed to be used for charitable work and church growth had instead been used to buy nice things. One of the most controversial spendings was the buying of a private jet worth several $1 million. Daystar said that the cost was important for Marcus and Joni to do their ministry work well, but critics saw it as an example of the bad things that can happen when religious groups don't have enough accountability. Such admissions were very different from what Daystar's leaders often said about being humble and responsible, which made many people question their trust in the network. This financial scandal was especially bad for an organization based on faith because it put at risk the trust that the organization had with its viewers. Things got worse after that. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Daystar's handling of material about vaccines came under a lot of scrutiny. The network showed shows with people who questioned the safety and effectiveness of vaccines and promoted other treatments like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. Marcus Lamb spoke out against vaccines, and the network became a place where people could share ideas that were often at odds with official public health advice. Unfortunately, Marcus Lamb died in late 2021 from problems caused by COVID-19. People were very angry about Daystar's role in sharing what many people called false information after he died. Some people said that the network was harmful to public health because it spread false information, but others said that it was just looking at different points of view and speaking out against what they saw as too much government and medical authority. Marcus's death also left Daystar without a boss, which made it harder for the network to deal with its many problems. Legal battles and employee claims made things even worse and painted a troubling picture of Daystar's workplace culture. Several former workers came forward to say they were mistreated at work, fired without cause, and made the workplace unsafe for everyone to work in. These claims made it sound like disagreements were silenced within the group, and that loyalty to the Lamb family was more important than following the rules of ethics. For a school that said it stood for Christian values, these accusations were especially damaging and made people wonder if Daystar really lived by the values it taught. The effects of these incidents have been huge. For a network based on faith, trust is very important, and Daystar's repeated problems have made viewers less sure of them. Many people who have supported the network for a long time are now wondering if it can still be trusted as a source of spiritual advice. The network depends a lot on donations from viewers for money. Donations have allegedly gone down because of claims of bad management and moral failings. This unstable economy has made it harder for Daystar to keep running, which has forced the network to make tough choices about its future. Daystar has been through a lot of changes on the inside. Many employees have quit the company, some because of the crimes and others because they want to speak out against what they see as a culture of fear and control. Marcus Lamb's absence has made things even more difficult, leaving Joni Lamb to deal with a setting that is becoming more unfriendly. These problems have cast a shadow over the whole Christian broadcasting business, not just Daystar. Because of the backlash, faith-based media groups have had important conversations about accountability, openness, and change. Many people now say that these kinds of institutions need to have stricter rules about ethics and finances if they want to keep the public's trust. The scandals have also shown how important it is for Christian leaders to live by the values of humility and honesty that they teach, since what they do has a big impact on how people think about the faith. Following Marcus Lamb's death, Joni Lamb has become a more important leader in Daystar. She has promised to keep the network's purpose going, and she often talks about how her faith has helped her through this tough time. Some people admire her strength and commitment, while others see her leadership as a return to the same bad habits that caused Daystar's present problems. It's possible that the network's future will depend on how well she handles this crisis. Daystar's problems are a strong warning of how dangerous unchecked power can be, and how important it is for Christian groups to be accountable. Maintaining trust requires being open about money matters, being a good leader, and being willing to hear feedback. For Daystar, the way forward is sincere repentance, real changes, and a fresh dedication to the values of service and humility. Daystar Television Network keeps broadcasting even though it has a lot of problems. This shows how strong it is and how loyal its fans are. The road ahead isn't clear, but there is still hope. The network's future will rest on how willing it is to fix its problems and earn back the trust of its viewers. It remains to be seen whether Daystar will rise from the ashes or fall away. One thing is for sure, it will not be forgotten how it changed Christian radio and TV. Daystar needs to take strong steps to rebuild its credibility so that its future is in line with its original goal. This includes tightening up on financial oversight, creating a culture of respect and responsibility at work, and promising to be open about all of its operations. These changes are the only way for the network to win back the trust of its viewers and stay an important part of Christian programming. In the end, Daystar's story is about contrast, faith and failure, strength and failure, perseverance and accountability. This is a powerful reminder that even institutions based on the highest goals can fall short due to human weakness. For Daystar's surviving supporters, it is a source of hope and proof of how faith can change things. Some people who don't like it see it as a cautionary tale that shows what can happen when you lose sight of the values that guide real service and mission. There will be lessons for leaders and followers on their journey of faith from the legacy of Daystar Television Network, no matter what the future holds.